Hey everyone, thanks so much for being part of this journey with me. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that follow button so you never miss an update. Subscribe to stay connected and be the first to see what's coming next. And if you think your friends would love this too, share it with them. Every follow, share, and comment helps me bring even more amazing content your way. Let's grow this community together. Your support means everything. Thank you. The strength in the storm. In a quiet town, nestled between rolling hills and wide open skies, lived a man named Marco. His life had always been rooted in simplicity, his home filled with laughter, the soft hum of family, and the steady rhythm of routine. He had 4 children, each one a reflection of the love and devotion he had poured into his family over the years. His wife, Elena, was the center of his world. They had shared dreams, raised children together, and built a life Marco believed was unshakable. But life has a way of altering the course of even the most secure of foundations. The truth, when it came, hit like a violent storm. Marco had trusted Elena with his heart, with everything he was, only to discover that she had sought someone else. The news felt like a betrayal in every sense of the word, the kind of betrayal that doesn't just shake you, it rattles the very core of who you are. For 15 years, Marco had given Elena his loyalty, his time, and his unwavering commitment. He had built their life, their family, believing they were partners in every way. And yet she had been searching for something outside their bond, a void inside her that Marco could never fill. The pain he felt was indescribable. It was as if the world had shifted beneath him, the ground beneath his feet no longer solid. His chest ached with the weight of the lies of the lost years. And yet, in the midst of his brokenness, something fierce and protective began to stir within him. Marco realized that the children, his 4 little ones, were now his responsibility to protect. They were innocent, unaware of the storm that had torn their family apart. His pain, as deep as it was, couldn't take away from the fact that they needed him. They needed their father to remain strong for them, to help them make sense of the chaos. In the days that followed, Marco found himself moving through the motions of daily life in a haze. He could barely feel his own feet hit the ground as he went about his routines, making breakfast for the kids, taking them to school, attending parent-teacher meetings as if nothing had changed. But everything had changed. At night, when the house grew quiet and the kids were asleep, Marco would sit alone in the dark, his mind racing with thoughts of Elena, of their broken marriage, of everything he had invested. His mind churned with questions that would never be answered. Why? How? What did I miss? But slowly, in those long, quiet hours, Marco began to realize something. He didn't need answers from her to heal, didn't need to understand her reasons, because those reasons were no longer his burden to carry. He had been carrying her pain, her confusion, her mistakes for too long. Now he needed to focus on his own healing. Healing didn't come easily. It wasn't an overnight transformation. It wasn't about forgetting or brushing things aside. It was about reclaiming his identity, rediscovering the man he had been before. He was lost in the identity of husband and father. He began to take care of himself in ways he had done in years. He started to run again, feeling the wind on his face and the rush of his heart. He began to spend more time outside, surrounded by nature, letting the quiet of the world around him seep into his soul. He found solace in the small, beautiful moments, watching the sunrise, hearing his children laugh, cooking dinner with them at the end of the day, but the most profound change came from within. Marco realized he didn't need to be defined by Elena's choices. His worth wasn't tied to someone else's actions. He was a man of strength, of resilience, and of quiet dignity. His children needed him not just as a father, but as an example of what it meant to rise after falling. He wasn't going to let the storm destroy him. He was going to rebuild piece by piece. Every step, Marco found a little more peace. He began to laugh again. To truly laugh, not just to mask the pain, but from a place of deep, genuine joy. He watched his children grow, and with each passing day, they became a reflection of the strength he had chosen to embrace. They saw how he moved forward not with bitterness, but with quiet determination. It wasn't easy. There were still moments when the weight of his past would catch up with him, when he would feel the ghost of Elena's absence and the emptiness she left behind. But in those moments, he would pause, take a deep breath, and remind himself, I'm still here. I'm still standing, and that's enough. Years passed, and Marco's life began to shift. The pain was no longer raw, but the lessons he had learned from it remained. He wasn't just the man he used to be. He was someone stronger, someone who had been through the fire and emerged not unscathed, but more whole. His children grew into strong, independent people, shaped by the example their father had set, and Marco. He finally understood something he hadn't before. It wasn't about having the perfect family. It wasn't about avoiding pain. It was about how you rise after you fall. How you choose to move forward with strength, with grace, and with love, even when the world has knocked you down. And Marco? He was ready for whatever came next. Because he knew, deep in his heart, that even the darkest storms pass and the sun always shines again. This version takes a deeper dive into Marco's emotional journey and growth. It paints a picture of a man who's been knocked down, but finds his way back to himself. His healing process is slow but profound, and by the end, he emerges stronger. It's not just for himself, but for his children too. Hey everyone, thanks so much for being part of this journey with me. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that follow button so you never miss an update. Subscribe to stay connected and be the first to see what's coming next. And if you think your friends would love this too, share it with them. Every follow, share, and comment helps me bring even more amazing content your way. Let's grow this community together. Your support means everything. Thank you.